in case you guys didn't know, Richard Jefferson is also an editor and a producer. Why?
Yes.
Welcome to Road Trippin with Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye. I'm Allie Clifton. Kendrick Perkins is doing NBA Today. He'll be jumping on with us in 1 minute. But before we get there, I have
wait, really quickly. I just had a half heartbeat. Like, stop. Like, wait, what? You know that, like, you think you're supposed to be somewhere. They're like, Kendrick's doing NBA Today, and I'm like, what? Oh shit! No, I'm not doing that. Continue. Sorry. And my heart just beat.
Are you in the right place?
Yes. I don't know why I'm paranoid and anxious.
It's okay. Kendrick will come in and let you know that you weren't supposed to be there. Something probably just went over my head. Having said that, there it is.
Hey, big head.
There's the man of the hour.
Perk and
Big headed ass.
Perk, was Richard supposed to be with you on NBA Today?
I don't know. You know his schedule and the way he worked. You know, I mean, the way he does things. You know what I'm saying? Only Richard could do.
Hey, Perk, you know what? That's respect, because Perk and I both know, like, some of the shit that Perk does, only Perk could do that shit. That motherfucker's up at 6 a.m. Sports Center. Get up. First take. Another Sports Center. Countdown. NBA Today. It's like, damn, bro. I ain't doing it. I'm glad somebody can.
Can't stand this motherfucker.
I actually got a call the other day and someone said, wait, so you started doing Road Trippin with Richard and Channing and now you're adding Perk to the mix? God bless you.
Yeah. What the fuck
now I have all three of you.
I know, Allie, for real, I feel sorry for your loss. I could only imagine how many bottles of aspirin and Tylenol you got in your cabinets having to deal with these two on the
But those
weekly
basis. But Perk, real talk. but Perk, and Channing knows this. The thing is the bottles and aspirin now, they're in a lake house in Michigan. Right? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's been some benefits to it.
I was actually going to say that it's not good for your liver or kidney, so I don't take them. I just put up with the three of you, and I'm so glad because then I can veg out at my lake property. You're right. Before you got on here, Perk.
Stumped on him, Allie.
Before you got on here, Perk, I asked Richard if his shirt was from Homage, our favorite people over at Homage, which we will have some gear with Perk's face on very soon.
Swamp Thing.
Yes, people have been. You're a hot commodity, Perk.
Hey, no lie. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you real talk. I got a haircut yesterday, right? So I went from a dime to 11. Now, true story. I'm walking through the airport this morning. It's about 7:00. You know, they have one of the ladies working for United, older lady, you know, had to be in her 70s or whatever. So I'm walking by, you know, I'm tired. I got my neck pillow around me. She was like, I watch you every day, Mr. Perkins. I said, well, thank you, ma'am. She say, not only do I watch you, I kiss the screen every time you talk with your handsome self. I said, well, ain't that right? God bless your heart. I'm telling you, hey, look, it's something, let me tell you something. It's something about the old ladies, you know what I'm saying? They're attracted to the big fella.
They love
but you know,
fluffy,
it's all good.
big fluffy Perk. They love big fluffy Perk. They love big fluffy Perk. Yeah. No, you know the comedians, like, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy.
What's that? Gabriel Iglesias.
Why you make Gabriel Iglesias? I love me some Gabriel. Everybody loves him, man.
Everybody loves him.
Shout out, Gabe, man. Been watching you a long time. Funny.
I feel like that was a backwards compliment, a backhanded compliment.
He left. So
you're feeling himself because
apparently
this
he
poor
left.
woman. Well, having said that, I want to get into the story that you told me about the T-shirt, because you said this is the T-shirt Bron got off the plane in after y'all won it in 2016, and I was quick to say, actually, it wasn't. It was the royal blue Ultimate Warrior T-shirt, and you said y'all got off the shirt.
No. So this is what it is. I remember this shirt from that. I remember, like, again, this shirt's 8 years old, right? Sorry for never throwing things out. And so I was like, I kind of remember Bron getting off in that, and it was a big ordeal because it was like the ultimate Warrior shirt. Obviously, we beat the Warriors, but people don't know we had been wearing those shirts all postseason. Amish, our sponsor, it's sending us stuff. The guys were loving the gear. I think Kev had a WWE belt with him at the parade. So it's like, this was our thing. But I just remember it was like, damn, anything Bron does is going to get scrutinized. I'm like, the whole team had been wearing this shirt. We had been wearing these shirts so long, like during that stretch, that remember it was, who came to say what's up to it? The Undertaker came to like opening night, like ring ceremony. The Undertaker was there because we had just been doing so much WWE stuff. So it was just funny seeing that he got criticized for something that all of us had been doing.
Yeah, that's funny. The shirts are epic. They're awesome.
Shout out
okay, shout out to Homage. Having said all of that, we're going to dive right in. I do want to preface with something. We're going to talk about a lot that's going on in the NBA, but we're not going to dive into Dallas, Minnesota, and probably not a lot of Milwaukee. Why? Because we did a live last night, literally 12 hours ago, and dove into pretty much all three of those teams. Mm-hmm. If you missed it, I encourage you to go check it out on our YouTube channel. You see it right there. Hit subscribe. You won't miss any content coming from us. So just have that in your minds, viewers and listeners. I do want to start on the positive, okay? We're going to start on the positive, and it's going to be in the Eastern Conference. Since the last time we all got together, there is a specific player that went off for a 50 ball. His name is Paolo Banchero, obviously, from Orlando. First 50-point performance, guys, of the season. He's the second youngest player to do so, next to that of who?
LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
LeBron James, 20 years, 80 days, 56 versus Toronto. That was Bron. Paolo, 21 years old, 350 days, 50 versus the Pacers. He had 50 on 26 shots. Only 9 came from the 3, 13 boards, 9 assists. He did go 15 of 22 from the free throw line. Just from perspective, you guys have played this game for a really long time. How special is Paolo Banchero? And where do you see, obviously, the Magic, third in the Eastern Conference right now, they're at 3-1. We know the season they're coming off of. But where do you see him taking his game to next in context of the Orlando Magic? I want to start with Paolo.
Shannon, you want to go? I'll go. First of all, I was
positive, and it's really hard to talk.
No, I love it. I was actually pulling up the Orlando Magic stats. That's all it is. Who the hell is this Orlando Magic? Why are they hiding the Orlando Magic?
They've got wins over Miami, Brooklyn, and Indy.
Damn, trash
teams. It's a 13-point loss to Memphis. They've got the Cavs coming up on Friday.
Cavs balling.
So
okay.
How special Paolo Banchero is and what that means in terms of him taking that next step forward.
He's if Perk don't put his shit on Do Not Disturb for 30 minutes, I'm gonna choke him. Secondly, he's got a size to him that's special. He's strong, he's broad, he's got a big base, he can post up, he can shoot, he can do everything. And his shooting is improved from when he first came in. But I think you think about the jump 2 summers ago. He wasn't on the Olympic team, obviously, but the 2 summers ago where he got to play with some very, very good players at U.S. basketball. How did he follow that up? By helping lead his team to the postseason in his second year and lose in a game 7. So he got so much experience over the past 18 months, in my opinion, that now he's here and every game looks easy to him now. After you played in a game 7, a game 5, oh, you guys aren't going to play hard? Oh, I got this. Oh, this is my spot. This is what I want to do. So it looks like when people start doing numbers like this, it's because the game is slowing down and they're seeing it in a different way. From a complexity of how to guard him, he can't shoot it like Carmelo, but he has a similar build. I think he's even more athletic. But from the standpoint of this, he's too big and strong for the for like the 3-and-D small forwards. He's way too agile for any of like those stretch 4s to guard him. So he's a matchup nightmare because of the combination of size and strength and all of the things. And the more his jump shot improves, he's just going to become more unguardable.
I will say this, and I got an opportunity to talk to Grant. I'm glad you brought it up about the Olympics. And he goes, the dude that made the biggest jump was Paolo. And it wasn't necessarily about like his scoring, was about his humility to be willing to do anything to like make the team better and the work he put in every day. So what's dangerous is when you have somebody as talented as Paolo Then you have his physical build. And then now he's seen, oh, I got to step my game up like this to be on the USA team and to do things like that. And then also, like, this is what other guys are doing. The only knock he had was he's not really a good shooter. But the real reality is that's not how he plays basketball. He is I'm bigger than you. I can get by you, and I'm going to be physical and put pressure on the rim, on the paint. And until then I'll go shoot some threes. But if he settles for threes, he'd be doing himself a disservice because of his physical capabilities. His maturity is getting there. And what happened with Orlando is when he came back from the Olympics, he was doing so much and so confident. It instilled and he's like, guys, come with me. And all of them have gotten better. Look at Jalen Suggs. Look at Franz Wagner. Like, look at all those guys have gotten better together. And that shows the just a maturity from him that people can eat, but he's the top dog.
Anthony Black, one, let me acknowledge him. They drafted him not this past draft, in 2023, I believe it was. He's going to be special for them. Texas boy went down to Arkansas, did his thing. He's gonna be special, right? Let me say this about Paolo Banchero, okay? If you take prime Ben Simmons, early Ben Simmons, like first 4 years, and Michael Beasley, okay?
Ooh,
they had a baby.
Good one.
And they had a baby. You get Paolo Banchero.
Ooh,
real talk. He is that polarizing when it comes down to him attacking downhill. If you look at some of his shot making, his post ups, things of that nature, he has a lot of Michael Beasley in his game. And then not only did he score the 50 piece, but I was looking at him touching the other areas. He's going to rebound like crazy. Now he's making the right passes, which is showing growth, making guys around him better. Because, look, we all have witnessed this, right? All great players, when you take that next leap, is can you go out there and get your 30 plus 40 or 50 or whatever it may be and still be accountable for going get other guys buckets. That's what Paolo does. The Orlando Magic, they're deep, they're athletic, they defend at a high level, and they are well coached. They are well coached. Hell, they better than the Milwaukee Bucks right now.
Hey, Perk, but real, yeah, we don't need to get there. They got some other things going on there. No, but okay, to your point though, all the things that he's doing. When we say a game is slowing down, that means you're seeing angles, not just to score, because he's had 9 assists twice. If he becomes a 28, let's say 27 point a game, and he's a 6-6 guy on the back end, probably should average a little bit more rebounds given his size. But think about it. Bron's a 27, 7-7 guy. Mm-hmm. That's career numbers. 27, 7-7. Like Paolo's averaging 6 assists, he's averaging 9 rebounds. So I'm just saying, if we talk on 29 points. So I'm saying that where we look at where he's capable of going, what he looks like he can do. If at 21 years old, the second youngest player to ever score 50, and the person above him is a 27-7 guy that we know, if you tell me that Paolo is a 27-7 guy across the boards this year, that's not that shocking. So really quickly, just by saying those numbers, you acknowledge the place that he's in as a basketball player. Just by saying that. I don't know about wins, losses, competitiveness, clutch, and all that other bullshit. Numbers-wise, that puts him in that class of player that he can do everything on the basketball floor.
Here's a real take, but it might be a little spicy. I think
You've been spicy since last night.
Your shit's as spicy as ketchup, ho.
Other than Wemby, I think Paolo has the biggest upside for the next generation.
That's not that spicy.
Damn it!
That's not that spicy, bro. It is if people don't know.
Other than Wemby.
Yeah, but you would
they
say
both were the number one picks.
But you put him over Chet. Put him over Chet. He would put him over Chet. You would put him over some of those other guys out there. That's just, there's some young ballers out there.
There are
young dudes out there that can go.
And if we talking about this season, right now, Chet, all right, he's in that conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys, let me give you some numbers. Paolo's at 20.5, 9-6 on 48% from the field, 39% from three. You've got Victor at 20, 12 and 2.7 blocks. Okay. And you've got Chet at 24, 13 rebounds and 4 blocks.
And 3 assists.
Chet this summer made the biggest leap, but I think Paolo every year is steadily as the man gotten better.
But look, that's key. Listen, Chet is still is not able to show his entire bag because of the system and the role that he plays with Oklahoma. If you watch Chet, a lot of his action, majority of his action is either in the pick and roll or standing space on the floor. Imagine if he really had the opportunity to get into his bag like Victor has, right? Victor's able to bring the ball up, go between the legs, in and outs and all that stuff. Chet, he don't need it though, RJ. I'm not saying I don't want him
he
to
does have it. You're saying he does have that bag.
He does have that in his bag.
I agree.
And I've been watching a lot of his jump shots, his pull-up, a lot of his like mid-range shots, his 1-2 pull-ups. It's a lot of Kevin Durant. How would you say that, Allie? Durant-ish? Durant-ness. Okay, in his bag. Because he listen. Shut up. Because
you can't say Q. You can't say Q.
He did work out with KD this offseason, so I've been seeing a lot of it in this game. That's another thing. Real quick. I could tell who been working on their game this offseason. I could tell who been in the lab.
Say it again, Perk. Say it again.
I could tell who been in the lab this offseason.
Give me 3 guys.
Chet Holmgren. Shut up.
Chet Holmgren. Are you hungry?
Look, Paolo Banchero. Okay. And if I had to pick a third one.
Shay.
No, Shay don't count, man. Like,
no, you talking about young dudes. I'm like, when you say guys that's in the lab, I like to see guys that start the season off and running, not guys that play into
Austin Reed.
Austin Reed's been balling.
There you go. That boy,
he did a move the other day. I said, "Who is this?"
Oh, he'll go in and out around his back and cross it over. The thing that bothers me most about giving love to Austin Reeves, he's got one of the nastiest handles that you wouldn't expect. You watch him play, he'll go between his legs around the back to avoid it. And he just Tyler Hero's got some of that. There's some Chris Middleton's got some of that where you're like, no, what makes him special is his handle. People don't understand how impressive it is. So shout out Austin Reeves. He's been in the lab.
We're going to get into the Lakers in just 1 second. Kudos to Paolo Banchero. Again, first 50-point performance of the season. I love the comps, even when it comes to baby making. Having said that, I do want to stay in the Eastern Conference. I do want to stay in the Eastern Conference because the Magic have the Cavs in Cleveland on Friday. Obviously, you got Cavs-Lakers tonight. This will come out after that. So there is that matchup on Friday, which brings me to the Cavs. There's 3 undefeated teams left in the season as we are recording this today on Wednesday. You got Boston and Cleveland both at 4-0, and you obviously have Oklahoma City at 4-0. Cleveland is my question. Are they the real deal? Why do I ask that? Because there's a narrative out there. When you look at the teams that they have beat so far, you've got wins over the Raptors, but it was a 30-point win. You've got wins over the Pistons, a 12-point win, a 19-point win over the Wizards. And then they obviously a 6-point win versus the Knicks the other night. What is our thoughts on Cleveland?
Okay, here's my quick take. Evan Mobley has finally been, I don't want to say finally, he's embracing who he should be, and the rest of the team is doing better. When he is aggressive offensively, when he is doing, when his energy is good on that end, and he's not trying to just fit in. You know how Anthony Edwards said, hey, Julius Randle will fit in around you. they need to fit in around Evan and his progression. Also, I just feel like in this new offense, they are moving more. They're not just watching Donovan Mitchell play basketball. Like, yes, he's going to get his points, but everyone else needs to continue to play. And I think because they have that freedom on the offensive end, the defensive side is where I've been impressed. They are very locked in.
No, they can look great on defense against Detroit, against the Wizards. And no, wait. Who was the first team they played?
Raptors.
Detroit and Raptors. Now, Raptors have been battling. I think there's wins that show you about a team. Right now, it shows me that they're locked in. So they've been dominant against teams that they're supposed to beat. And that's half the battle. And then you look to go 500 versus the other teams that are playoff teams. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat, go 500 versus the playoff teams. That's a 50-win season, which they should be, in my opinion, around there. High 40s, low 50s. That's where I think if they're healthy, they are. The Knicks win, I think, is an impressive win. So the Cavs are real. But I think if you look at it, the Cavs, they were in the second round last year. They got banged up. They got banged up and then went against the best team in the league. If they go to the second round and lose to Boston again, that's where they're supposed to be.
Right.
For the Cavs to be impressive, they have to make like a jump. They have to prove that they're the second or third best team in this conference. They have to get they have to get the number 2 or number 3 seed so that they don't play against Boston in the second round and then they can get to a conference finals. That's the jump for Cleveland. That's the only logical jump. You fire a coach that got better every single year, took your team to the postseason and further, and then had injuries and played well against Boston. You fire that coach. And so now the only logical jump is for you to play so well in the regular season, you're 2 or 3, because if you're 2 or 3, and then you have a chance to get to the conference finals. If they win 49 games, get to the second round, and lose to Boston again, they had a good season. They're a good team. They did what they were supposed to impress the league, to have a very good season for them. They have to get in those high seeds and they have to avoid Boston to get to the conference finals. That's the only way they can have a successful season around it, but that's the only time that we can say Cleveland has made a jump.
Yeah.
They're top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. They have 4 all-star caliber players in their starting lineup. I think Donovan Mitchell is happy, and we obviously know why, right? He signed an extension this summer, and him and Bickerstaff wasn't seeing eye to eye. Okay, so now he's happy, but also his post-game interview uplifting Darius Garland. Yeah. That's going to be huge. I think in order for the Cavs to take that next step, yes, Evan Mobley is important, Jared Allen is important, Donovan Mitchell is important, but Darius Garland is going to be the one that's going to push them to that next level, right? Because just remember, last year I think his game took a hit trying to figure out how can he play alongside Donovan Mitchell. He struggled a lot. We saw it in the postseason, right? Like you saw it throughout the course of the season. His confidence was shot. But a confident Darius Garland is a dangerous Darius Garland, right? And I think them learning how to coexist alongside one another, playing off the ball, Donovan Mitchell taking less shots and letting him actually, like him being like what D Wade was to Braun when he got to Miami and saying, you know what, young fella, take over some. Yeah, take over some of these 4 quarters. Here you go, handle your business. Like, they could definitely be a force to be reckoned with. They have the pieces, right? They have the depth on the bench. They have the veteran leader in Tristan Thompson. Shout out to Double T, right? He's gonna play he's gonna work hard every day. Come in, he's gonna be an extension of the coach. He's gonna hold guys accountable. You need that with a young group. You need that mentorship with those bigs. So the Cavs, in my opinion, top 3 team in the Eastern Conference right now. We don't know what Philly is going to look like. Hell, we don't even know when Joel go come back. Obviously, the Knicks got to figure out things. They got to get healthy. They got to get Mitchell Robinson back so that cat don't be fouling out, playing the 5 all the time. I'm just keeping it real. Like,
how many times has Mitchell Robinson ended the season healthy?
He has. I know that's a problem.
So that's one of my worries with the Knicks because I love Mitchell Robinson. We know how good. What was Time Lord? What was Time Lord from
Robert
Celtics?
Williams?
Robert Williams.
Yeah,
Same one. When that boy played, their defense was next level. They just ended up going and getting another shot blocker, but that one that could shoot threes in Porzingis. But it was next level when they had it. He just couldn't stay healthy. So you lose Hardenstein. You got another big that's not healthy, and you got another big that shouldn't be playing the 5 if we're maximizing him. Those are the things that you're worried about a little bit with the Knicks.
When it comes to Darius, guys, he's averaging 19, 2, and 5, but did just put up a 34-point game on the Knicks in New York. Okay, I want to transfer to, just because of timing, I want to transfer to talk about a couple of teams in the Western Conference. But before we get to the Denver Nuggets, I want to take a listen to this clip really quick.
Tweeted that an anonymous starter said, "You're easy to guard now." After your performance tonight, what do you want to say to that anonymous NBA starter?
They said I'm what?
You're easy to guard now after the slow start.
Who said that?
An anonymous NBA starter. It's anonymous.
Well, that's why they're anonymous. Simple as that. Appreciate it.
I feel like Jamal handled that like a professional.
No, he handled that like he should. Go ahead, ask your question before I get fired up.
My only question, and you guys can take it wherever you would like. What are you making of Denver's? I'm not even going to call it a slow start. You guys can if you would like. They're 2-2 start. Jamal, for context, he's averaging 19, 5, and 5 on 38% from the floor, 35% from deep.
I got a lot to say. Go ahead, Bert Channing.
Here's the thing: Jokic still the best player in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, they still. Anytime the best player in the league, their team should always be considered title contenders. That was the standard for Braun. That was the standard for Kobe, Giannis, anybody. Okay, cool. Jokic is doing his part. When is Jamal Murray going to show up? 19 points ain't cutting the mustard. 21 points last season, a career high. That's not getting it. That's not getting it done. Hell, Zach LaVine right now is averaging 25. They have so many guys that are averaging 21. When is he going to take that next step? And Jokic's back should be hurt right now. That's how much. He's carrying the load that much. And
let me give you context there, Perk. 32 a game for Joker, 32 a game, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 57% from the field, 55% from 3. Guys, I also want to add this too. He is the first player since 1962 to put up a line like he did last night, which was 29, 18 boards,
16 assists.
40 minutes.
Damn.
Against the Raptors, who didn't have Scotty Barnes.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets. They went to overtime with the Raptors too.
There we go. My bad.
I got you.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Hey.
No, but
first. My bad. Continue.
Hey,
I appreciate
that.
That was numbers that was needed because I'm like, damn, bro, help them out. At what point? What point are you gonna take that next leap and at least be an all-star throughout the regular season?
Not gonna happen.
No. Calm down, Channing. Not gonna happen.
Down. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game.
If they get into this, first of all, let me say this.
They can be the number 1 pick.
Whoa. Let me say this. This is what I'm gonna say, and I'll let you continue. For us to say that at All-Star break, Denver will be a top 3 team. If they're a top 3 team and Jamal Murray, again, I'm not overreacting to 4 games. Yeah. Yes, he didn't finish the season great. He was coming off a year of championship, knee surgery, all that. Didn't finish great. He does have to step up, to Perk's point. Everyone in the league knows that he has to step up because they have less talent. But if Denver's 3rd and Jamal's averaging 22 points a game, yes, Perk says they want more. Don't tell me that he's not raising his level to an all-star level if they're the 3rd seed. Part of the reason why they're having a drop-off is because every year they've shown up with less and less talent. That's just the fact. 2 years ago when they were winning a championship, they had Bruce Brown, they had KCP, they had Jeff Green. We know you play with Jeff. You know how important Jeff is.
Oh, yeah,
so
sure.
all of these guys, they took off Jeff Green. They took off Bruce
KCP.
Brown. This summer, they took off KCP. How do you keep lowering your talent level when you were a championship team?
Yeah, but Rich,
thinking that your talent, I'm not talking about Jamal. This is what I'm talking about. Their overall team. I'm not talking about.
I got that, but if they lower the talent level because of the money, obviously because of the apron and all that shit. If they lower the talent level, shouldn't his game go to another level?
Yes, that's why there's been so much focus on them, and so he should raise his game to another level. But Denver is a team that's a smaller market team. Don't get mad at me, Denver people. I'm just talking about politically. Don't get mad. I love you.
Aren't they like last in views?
No. But listen, hear me out. They are not. What was I going to say? They are not going to go in the tax. They are not a tax team. They are not going to go into an apron. So if you take away those two options from how you can build a team, you take away those two options because who's in the World Series right now? The Dodgers and the Yankees. Who has the highest payroll? The Yankees and the Dodgers. Who won the championship last year? The Boston Celtics. Who has the highest payroll? The Boston Celtics. Go look at those Cavs numbers. Go look at those Warriors numbers. Those were all championship teams that had long championship runs. The Denver Nuggets are not going to do financially what those other teams did. So immediately, even with the best player in the world, they're a championship contender, but you have to start lowering their odds of doing that. Those are facts. Those are numbers. That's not me. That's just basketball, salary caps, and productivity after what you pay for what you get.
I still want to get back to Jamal Murray being an all-star. It just technically can't happen.
Tell me.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, James Harden, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant. I'm missing somebody. You would just say Zion, Jokic. I'm already at 10.
I'm with you on that.
And then let's go.
If they're okay, let's say if they're okay, just tell me really quick. I agree with you. Just answer one question. If they are in the top three, which everyone here will agree that there would be a chance that they'll be in the top three come that time, are during loaded this year.
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but okay. If answer my question. If they are top three, will he be an all-star champ?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because he won't get voted in.
Those numbers are not getting you in the all-star game.
Okay.
No. Poor guy. And it sucks. It does suck. Is he an all-star caliber player at times? Absolutely. Is he going to be an all-star? Not until Shai Gilgeous leaves.
No. My point is saying that he can't. Are you giving up on Jamal Murray, who currently right now is averaging 21 points a game? He's 27 years old. He's an NBA champion. He sent the Lakers home, fucking hitting game winners last year in the postseason.
Hold on, guys, don't talk over one another. Okay, now listen.
Sorry. Thanks for doing my job, Perk. Sorry,
I got you, Allie, till you get back. I mean, it was too much. Listen. What do you mean by that, Richard? What do you mean by giving up on Jamal Murray? I'm asking. Like giving up.
Giving up on Jamal Murray after watching him these last 4 games. Hear me out. When I'm saying giving up now is Olympics and whatever he's dealing with to get. Are we saying that we no longer believe that the 28-year-old Jamal Murray, who's averaging 21 points a game, can get healthy, get in shape, get going, their team could get going, that he could notch himself up to be an all-star?
No.
And you're saying that because I'm saying it, I believe that Denver could be 3. I didn't believe they could be 3 in 30 games.
Are you asking me, am I giving up on Jamal Murray that he could be a Robin to Jokic?
No, I said all-star. I said an all-star.
No, he can't be an all-star. I've been asking that for the last 3 years. I've been wanting to see it.
He missed two of them. He missed 2 of them because of a surgery and won a championship in the other.
I also want to know this too, really quick. How much of this is solely just on Jamal Murray? Because when you look at the game versus because obviously it's the last game. It's what we're talking about right now. And there's only 4 games that have been played. I think you guys obviously give it a little bit more in terms of a sample size before you really want to dive in. But Joker puts up 29. Murray puts up 24. Aaron Gordon puts up 24. Russ puts up 22. MPJ puts up 16. And they still have to go to overtime against a team with expectations that are in a completely different position in place against the Brooklyn Nets. So is this really just a Jamal Murray problem?
He's the 7th best guard in the West. How about them apples? So it is a Jamal Murray. Can he be 5th? Maybe. But we've not, usually you don't see the digression. Is Jamal Murray great during the playoffs? He's had amazing series, moments, right? But during the regular season, our discussion is Jamal Murray better than, is his ceiling better than SGA? No. Booker? No. Luka? No. Steph? No. James
Kyrie?
No. James Harden? No. Ja Morant? No. Minnesota? You would say Edwards? No. Now I'm getting a De'Aaron Fox? No.
I think you guys are kind of all aligning on what.
No. But I guess
he is very good.
I'm taking a sensitive space.
Yeah.
In the space of this, that to say that we don't think that he could have a 25 game stretch that would lead. If you're going to say that he's not as good as those guards, right, but to say that Jamal Murray will never make an all-star game, I think that is a big egregious thing, that it is way too early to even jump. It's not like his numbers are at 16 or 17. Totally. He's not there. And he's playing with the best player in the world, which ideally gives you a chance to be in that top 3 or 4 where you can get multiple all-stars. So if you're there, you have a chance.
Fair. Let's revisit this in about 15 games at the 20 game mark.
There we go.
How we really feel. 20 to 25. Sorry that my computer checks out at a very heated and hot time. God. All right. We've got 2 more topics that I want to get to. We're going to start with New Orleans, and we got to do this in about 10 minutes. Woo! New Orleans Pelicans, 4 games in. They're at 2-2. They've got wins over Chicago and Portland. They've got losses, a 22-point loss against Portland. And then last night, an 18-point loss. To start the second, they were up 20 on the Warriors without Steph, without Andrew Wiggins, ended up losing 124-106. Buddy had 28. Lindy Waters, the third, had 21 and 8. Zion had 31, 8, 7 turnovers. Channing, you had a thought about New Orleans as this game was going on last night. You don't have to give the thought in general. Or
he said we can be talking about the text
discussion and the overall.
No. I actually forgot what I wrote, but I know how I feel about it.
The head coach.
I think they quit on him. It looks like they are not committed to what they've been committed to in the past. This has been a defensive-minded team. Now, if they had Trey Murphy, if they had DeJounte Murray, if they had Daniel Tice, if they had these guys, right, who are healthy and could go out, I don't think they believe in the group that they have. They don't have this youthful exuberance anymore. And I also add, I think the Brandon Ingram thing is messing with their chemistry. This team is usually, like, I love the idea of the New Orleans Pelicans, but I'm not, when I watch it, I go, y'all are just waiting for something bad to happen. No offense, I'm a Portland guy. They're in transition and talent assessment mode. You can't be fucking losing to Portland by 20.
22.
You can't lose to Golden State without Wiggins, without Steph Curry. If you have aspirations to be a top 5-6 team in the Western Conference, these are games you have to lock in for. And I guess it's early in the season, but these are games you're going to go back and be like, damn, what's the difference between 6 and 10, 1 or 2 games?
Okay. And Channing, everything you're saying, everything that Channing is saying is correct. Those type of up and down swings to start the season, when you have veteran 3 all-star caliber players, do you know why I struggle to even remotely criticize them? Is because 60% of the things that you said, Channing, and I'm going to pull Channing's ugly face up here again. I want to see that. 60% of the things that you said, do you know how they could be fixed?
Practice.
DeJounte Murray. The
Okay.
guy that got hurt in the first
He's
game.
not playing until December. It's gonna be over.
I'm kidding. I'm not. But I'm just saying though. Sometimes you don't have shooting on a team. You go get shooting. He gets hurt, and you're like, "Fuck, we're back at square one." OKC with Hardenstein. They're fine. They're gonna win games, but it's like we don't have bigs. We go get one. He's hurt. We're back at square one. DeJounte Murray's a leader. He's at the defensive end. The way he distributes the ball, the pacemaker. You said normally they move like this. Well, they lost an all-star two-way guard first game of the year. So I hope that their shit with Brandon Ingram, the this and this and this. I hope that they can hold on or they can figure out some way to be good, get him, and then go to the level that you speak of. But when you said it looks like they're in old New Orleans, like they're waiting for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
Something did go wrong. He broke his hand in the first game.
Yeah.
So now they're just like, what the fuck? And this is with all due respect. I say this because you never wish injury on it. They would have been in a better shape if they would have lost any one of those players not named DeJounte Murray. If CJ would have been the one, if Zion would have been the one, if Brandon Ingram would have been the one, and not DeJounte Murray, the guy that was going to be the head of the snake and we know to be a very, very good player, he would have been in a better shape to help them manage these ups and down swings that we're seeing. That's what a point guard does. It brings stability, especially a two-way guard, because he's going to defend on one end, make sure we're in shit on the other. So all of this stuff, I believe, is a product. Now you're going to see now you're going to basically say those other guys have to raise their basketball IQ and the way they play and their buy-in to offset that loss. But so many of those things that you mentioned, which are all great points, are because they just lost their all-star guard on day one.
You can't play in this league and you don't have a viable center, and they need to address that or else they're going to be out of the playoffs.
Let's PTI this last 4 minutes. And what I mean by that is basically put a timer on these last three topics. I'm going to give you guys the topic. You give me one word to describe it and give me about 30 seconds of an assessment. All right. The Los Angeles.
Wait. Our producer can't put up a clock somewhere? There's no clock.
Oh,
anywhere?
that would be fun.
Yeah. No, I'm joking.
Frank, you're on the clock. 30 seconds.
Damn it, Frank.
Figure it out. Just kidding. We can PTI this shit though. All right. The Los Angeles Lakers. One word to describe them. Go, Channing.
Impressive. Hungry.
Oh, hungry.
They're way more hungry than they've been in a while.
Focus.
Freaking coach.
I think focus. Look, we know this. Relentless coaches are good for you and they can be bad for you. It's about finding the balance. Eric Spoelstra is relentless. Tibbs has been relentless and sometimes it didn't work out. Channing had Scott Skiles. There are coaches that are relentless in a good way, in a good structured way. But relentless coaches, which I believe JJ from being around him, he's a standard setter. This is the standard. My expectations will be clear as fuck. There will not be gray area with what my expectations are. And that's a positive. And then after that, it becomes like, how can you manage that? But they have been elite. All
right. The matchup tonight, you've got OKC versus San Antonio. One word to describe the duel between Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. I just listened on NBA Today that apparently Wemby won't even say Chet's name.
Love it.
Love it.
Like two stick bugs fighting over a leaf.
Yeah. You ever seen two praying mantises fight?
Like two tree ants from Lord of the Rings just OKC's gonna beat the shit out of them.
Blocking shots and dominating.
Do you think it is really as intense as it appears from the outside between the two of them? We had Chet sit down with us.
And his that was one of our best performing things of the summer. Chet on Wemby. Everybody was like,
I cannot.
I think it's healthy competition. I think it's healthy. One thing that we can be very honest to everybody about off camera. Chet was very respectful and complimentary from a respectful place with the competitive edge to it. And we don't go into details, but I think there's a level of respect, as all great competitors do. All great competitors do. Magic and Jordan and Bird and Isaiah, they might not like each other, but they respect each other. And that's what I want to see. I want to see I want to see respectful dislike. I don't want to see respectful hate. Hate's a little, I want to see very respectful, strong dislike. And I think those two have it.
All right, last one. He's a friend of our show. He's been on here several times, and he got the first statue for the Miami Heat. One word to describe Dwayne Wade's statue.
I think it's perfect. I think they
that
nailed
was 7 words.
I think it nailed it. 2.
With Ivan.
Interpretation.
What does that mean?
It was an interpretation of.
Yeah.
I did not know that they were going to do like the sculpture in abstract.
Right. I didn't know either.
I love you both, and we love you, Wade. Go back and check out his episodes. They were always so fun to listen to. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Road Trippin, of course. Follow us on all socials. You see it right there. Shout out Homage. This is a great addition. I have no freaking clue where Perk goes when he just falls out, but maybe that's his new shtick.
That's his shtick. He pops in, pops out like a driver.
Until next week. That's another edition of Road Trippin.